Hello everyone, welcome to Creating Inner Abundance. I'm Pooja, and in this episode of Creating Inner Abundance, I want to talk about what activates inner work. What is inner work really activated by, and what sort of headspace or life experiences a person goes through in order to really dive deep within themselves and to really get into that headspace when they are like, this is it. I have made a decision to be the best version of myself, to heal my wounds, to look into my shadows and come out as the better person, as the better side of me, right? And this is not a generic advice, right? It's based on what I've seen in my clients, it's also based on what I have personally experienced. Before I get started with that, I want to share my journey as to why I got into this deep journey of inner work. Ever since a little girl, I was always curious about the power of the subconscious mind, right? I was 13 years old when I read that book, The Power of Subconscious Mind. That's the first book I read about mind, and that's really what intrigued me. I was passionate about psychology and what goes on in the human mind and all those sort of things, right? And I further explored that and I started reading more and more books like The Law of Attraction by Rhonda Byrne and all those sort of books. Like I was pulled towards those books, right? The Power of Now, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So I got attracted and pulled towards books like that. But it's not on I was at that stage, maybe at that stage what I was doing was I was getting curious about that topic, right? I was like, I was like dipping my toes. I was dipping my toes inside the water and checking what it feels like. I did not know what inner work was back then, but those were the topics I was passionate about and I really wanted to explore it, okay? That was literally my hobby, reading books related to that topic and only those sort of topics, right? Later down the line, I was 23 when I lost my dad. I lost him at a very early age, right? And that was the first time where my reality or the things which are called real was shaken. Losing him at a very early age prompted me to go deep within myself and to really look into what is real, what is not real, what am I, and who am I. I started questioning everything in my world. Like started questioning existence and everything that was around. And that was the first time when I looked into the journey of inner work in 2019. And I was still dipping my foot because i wasn't I wasn't where I am now back then. But then the journey had started, and we know that inner work is not like a solid fixing process where you do it once and everything is resolved. It happens in layers, in different segments, in different areas of your life, and this is a lifelong journey. Self realization, knowing yourself, understanding yourself is a lifelong journey. So that was the first time that activated that within me. Like, you know what? I want to understand life better through my lenses. I want to understand myself better. Because when is the last time we look into understanding ourselves? When is the last time we really look beneath the reflection we see in the mirror, beneath the eyes, the nose, the lips, the hair, and everything you see in the mirror, your reflection? Do we ever dive deep within ourselves? We don't, right? So that was my first activation where I went into inner work. And it happened when I went through darkness, right? When I was in the shadows, when I went through my dark night of the soul. Because look at our nature. When everything is happy, when everything is fine, when everything is perfect, we don't need we don't feel that we need to go within ourselves or look within ourselves. But when we go through something tragic or painful, that's when I've seen even most of my clients who are doing their inner work journey, who are in their inner work journey, who are healing themselves or who want to become a better version of themselves, they have gone through something difficult in their life. So that's the one thing that stood out for me as well as for my clients. So after that, like started working on myself, and it started with basic things like affirmations, scripting, meditation, and being intentional about what I think. Doing a bit of thought work, right? Not to that extent where I am really deep, but decent enough where I knew that I wanted to become a better version of myself. But the second layer that it peeled is what really activated my being on a very core level. And this is a very personal story, right? But this happened when I was going through a very bumpy situation in my marriage. We were deciding, we were it was in the verge of falling apart, and we went through separation for 2 whole years. And that's another thing that led me to going deep within myself and working on myself. So within that 2 years, I lost a lot of people, I lost a lot of friendships, I lost a lot of connections. And the light in that situation could be I found time to really look within myself because of not having a lot of noise outside. A lot of people who needed to be deleted or removed from my life, they naturally removed themselves, right? And I found what a true friendship is and what fake friendship is, right? Like, you don't only need fair weather friends, you need friends who also stand by you in difficult times, difficult situations. And in that point of time, I lost all my friends. The only people I used to talk to was my mom and my sister, which means that the friendship that I was cultivating, or which I thought was meaningful and valuable, was not even meaningful or valuable to begin with because I did not get that support. Not victimizing myself here, but that was my reality, right? And then I started working further on myself. I picked myself up from that situation only because of my power to heal myself and to work on myself and stop being a victim for whatever situation I was in. When I started working on myself, when I healed myself, when I worked on my issues, my triggers, and whatever was holding me back, my marriage naturally healed. And now it's 2 years after that experience, right? But it is in a better space now than it was before those 2 years of separation. It's even better now. And now I'm like grateful that I went through that journey, because you don't see the blessing or the light in that situation. You only see it when you have experienced it. We can only connect the dots looking backwards, not forwards, right? So I was grateful for that experience because it shifted something in me and made me a better version of myself, and to show off more fully and more, like beautifully in my relationship with my husband. So that is when my second journey of inner work began. And this has brought so much joy, happiness in my life. The first time and the second time round, inner work happened from a place of survival. It did not really happen like, okay, I already feel my best, I want to be even better, right? Because inner work can happen from different stages of your life. The first time I started my journey, I was in a dark space. I was in a dark space, which means I was in survival. The second time I did my inner work, I was again in a dark space, which means I was in survival. And for me back then, my ideology or my thinking was, oh, okay, we only go deep within ourselves and heal ourselves only when life gets difficult, right? When we have to really internalize and look into our choices and all those things. But then something happened. I realized that inner work journey is not only when you are in survival. Imagine the kind of impact you can bring in your life if you're doing your inner work when you are thriving. then you become the better version, the next layer of the best version of yourself, right? If you're here, if you're already happy, if you're already in a good space, and if you are working on yourself from this place where you're content, when you're high vibe, where you're already thriving and not in a survival mode, this will further enhance your human experience, your journey, and that inner work that you do in this stage will further make your experience more concrete and better. And this time round, when I started my journey in inner work, it was when I decided that I want to conceive and become a mom, a better version of myself, not only for myself, but for the life that's going to come out of me, right? Like the motivation and inspiration that you get when you want to be you want to be the best mom for your kids, because you want them to grow up with good values where they are self assured, where they are loved, where they feel nurtured, cared for. So, this is the time where I was like, you know what? I want to work on myself, and I commit to working on myself and even becoming better for my baby who is not even here yet, because it started when I made that decision to conceive. And that is why inner work does not only happen when you are in a good space or bad space. You can activate inner work in any stage or area of your life. Don't wait till you get to the bottom of the barrel to do the work. Start your work now and imagine and think of all the transformations and all the good things that you will bring into your life with the journey that you will decide on taking today, because this is not for everyone. If you are watching this video, you know you are different, you know you're unique, and you know that you were meant to do something special, you were born to do something special. So gift yourself the power of inner work. It not only shifts you as a person, it also allows you to own better relationships, real relationships, and be self assured with people who truly value you. And you are not constantly a victim of your life, you are the creator of your reality. And when you become a better version of yourself, you not only give the best of yourself to the society, you thrive in your career, you thrive in your business, you thrive in your parenting, you thrive in whatever life experiences you are having. And when you become the light to the world, you become a reason for more people to get activated, because you can definitely and absolutely have it all. And if you haven't joined the Abundance Queen community yet, I highly suggest you do. And if you're not subscribed yet, girl, what are you doing? Definitely like and subscribe and share it with your loved ones. And until next time, peace, much love, and please keep on creating your inner abundance. Bye.